next one is cybersecurity. I've seen people misusing, not misusing it, interchangeably use information security and cybersecurity. Okay, people think that they are same. No, I'll give you an example. When I used to, I'm not about used to. Okay, like I do career counselings. People do comes to me for help, and I always help people. One of the very common question I comes across is like, I'm into network security, I'm into this field, I want to move into cybersecurity, I want to move into information security. So let's take one example. A person is into network security, he comes to me, hey, sir, I want to move into cybersecurity. So if we go by a formal definition of cybersecurity, cybersecurity is about protecting data in digital form. Okay. Cybersecurity is about protecting data in digital form. When I say digital form, data exists in three states. Just keep it in. When I say digital form, data exists in three states. Data at rest, when your data is stored on USB drives, hard drives, storage area network. Okay, storage area network is a separate network dedicatedly designed for storing the data. Then you have data in transit. Like I'm talking to you, that is data in transit. Let's understand one simple example of data at rest and data in transit. I've given you access to my Google Drive, correct? Now, the data available on Google Drive is example of data at rest. And you must have, and last week, not last week, 3 days ago, I've shared the link with you. You might have downloaded the data from that link. So when you are downloading, it's about data. It's called data in transit. And there's another state called in data in use. That is data in RAM, cache, waiting for it to be processed by a register. So cybersecurity is a process of securing sensitive data and critical systems from cyber threats, data and systems. It refers to anything intended to protect enterprises from intentional attacks, because attacks can be intentional, or sometimes it is done in, and sometimes it can be a kind of it can be a result of ignorance also. For example, there is a critical data which needs to be encrypted while sending to some other person. In your ignorance or by mistake, you send that data in a clear text format, which someone capture it and access it and read it. So it refers to anything intended to protect enterprises from intentional attack, breaches when someone accesses your data without your permission. Okay. Incidents. Incidents are anything which can impact your organization in a negative manner. Like, for example, I am pressing a forward arrow when I'm taking that class. The forward arrow is progressing my presentation. Okay, this is recorded as an event. But suppose when I press a forward arrow, instead of progressing it further, my system crashes and restart. This is recorded as an incident. Incident is anything which can impact us in a negative manner and its consequences. So if you look at the second point, okay, it can also be defined as protecting information assets by addressing threats to information processed. Processed means data in use, data stored, data at rest, and data in transit, data transported by inter-networked system. So cybersecurity is about protecting data in a digital form from intentional attacks, breaches, incidents, and consequences. So when someone is into network security, what he does, he implements firewalls. He implements intrusion prevention systems, implement and manage intrusion prevention systems. Okay. He manages antiviruses. So that is all what protecting data in digital form. So if someone is into network security, I say, sir, you're already into cyber security. You need to be careful that in which field of cybersecurity you want to move into. There are many fields available: network security, mobile security, application security, security testing, which includes vulnerability assessments, penetration testings, security audits. Okay, so there are many fields available. Don't worry, whatever terms I'm taking, I will be sharing it with you over the period of time. Okay, so that is how what cybersecurity works. So main purpose of cybersecurity is to preserve the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of organization asset from an attack, damage, or unauthorized access. Whenever we talk about security, I will cover that. We call it is measured on three fronts: confidentiality, which ensures that no authorized person or process should be able to should be able to access your data. Integrity, no authorized person or process should be able to tamper your data or change your data. And availability, the data should be available to you in a timely manner. Why cybersecurity is important? As I told you, due to technological advancement, cyber crime is increasing. There is a movie, all of us Indian, correct? Although yes, Afreen and Patsy, you're in Australia. There is a series, Jamtara. You know, there is a town. Have anyone of you have watched it?
Sorry, Ajit, what was that? What did we?
Jamtara. Jamtara.
I only saw the first episode, Ajit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. Yeah, we did watch that series.
There is a town in India, Jharkhand, which is well infamous for hackers. And now you know they have done a knowledge transfer with a people of town of Mewat in North India, which is near Gurgaon. So, due to the technological advancement, the rate of cybercrime is increasing. Earlier, I would say, so you can see most of our works are due to mobile. We are using mobile. The technology is there. It has become very easy for hackers to use technology to fool us. Like you can see, they can hijack the session of ours. They can clone the same anything. There is another series available. A South Indian movie. I will share the name with you by tomorrow. That is also a very good movie. It's an Hindi movie available on Hotstar. That also must watch, where you can see the importance of cybersecurity. There is a movie on on Netflix. I don't know whether it's available in your area or not. Snowden. Have you heard about this person? Have you heard about this person anytime?
No, I don't think
Uh,
so.
Snowden is a US fugitive. I won't call him a fugitive, but yes, it's in the eye of US government. He is a fugitive in the eyes of US government. He was a contractor, CIA contractor. His salary was around 250, $300,000 per annum in 2010, which is way above. Even now, also it is considered very high. But his inner conscience made him a criminal in the eyes of US government. It was like US government is very notorious for living and sneaking into the life of citizens, their citizens, and people around the world. So he knows all those things. So his inner conscience, there was a in 2001, George W. Bush Jr. enacted Patriot Act. Patriot Act, I don't know, Google it, you will find it out. Patriot Act, which is like giving a free hand to government to sneak into life of anyone. Like for example, Afreen, you and me are communicating. Previously, under different acts, you have to take permission that what kind of communication you want to intercept or tap between me and you. But Patriot Act give a free hand. Okay, Ajit is communicating with Afreen. Okay, fine. Afreen is communicating with Patsy. Okay, come you can. Patsy is communicating with Vivek. Yes, you can see. So practically they can hack any, they can sneak into the life of anyone. So Obama was like, he said that he will abolish this Patriot because it was getting misused and he was seeing that as a contractor. But when Obama didn't do anything and he was still continuing with that, so this pissed him off and he stolen information, he stolen evidences, so he stole evidences from CIA office, like the office where he used to work, and give it to the press that been told about and give a detailed information about what US government is sneaking, what US government is doing with the lives of a people. So with that, if you watch that movie, you will never keep your laptop lid on in your bedroom. I remember one incident in which his boss, the Snowden boss, was aware that was getting a feeler that Snowden is not happy. So he called him he called him for a discussion, and he told him that I know your girlfriend is seeing other men, but I can be sure that he has not slept with him. So you see the kind of surveillance they are having it on people like us. You watch that movie, it is an eye opener that what they can do with us. Trust me. Okay, so a good movie. So as most of the business happens online, there is an ever increasing demand to protect the data. You see, if you are, there is a malware which we called as Zeus. Okay, Zeus installed as a proxy in your browser. Okay, suppose you are making transaction of $150. Zeus can read that transaction, modify it to $300, change the bank account number to that of his account, to that to with that change the account number with its account number of beneficiary. Done that, transfer it, and then again reverse the thing so that you will not come to know about those changes. So you see, these are the things hackers can do. Presence of crimes indicates cyber armies and financial frauds. In 2014, there was an attack on Sony. I don't know whether you have remember or heard about it or not. It was like they made a movie by the name of Interview. There was a movie by Hazard, but they had produced a movie called The Interview, which was a satire on the life of North Korean dictator. Sony was given warnings, many warnings, but they didn't pay any heed to it. And finally, it was said that the North Korean cyber army hackers, they sabotaged, they hacked Sony, they attacked, and they like did a very bad damage to Sony Entertainment Company. So these are some of the reasons that cybersecurities are improving. These are required these days. What is the difference between information security and cybersecurity? Information security is about protecting in any form. Like when you see physical security that is a part of information security. But when I say cybersecurity is about protecting data in digital form only. When I say digital form, data at rest, when I say digital form, data at rest, data in transit, data in use. Risk of security on, so information security is a superset, and this one, I would say cybersecurity is a subset of it. Risk of security on business, reputation, and financial loss. In 2017, when there was an outage in British Airways data center, International Airline Group data center, there was 100 million pounds. They were in total, they incurred a loss of 200 million pounds. 100 million pounds was a direct loss, and another 100 million pounds was an indirect loss. Recently, Kotak Mahindra in India, they have been imposed fines. RBI has imposed fines on them. At the same time, they have stopped they have stopped that bank from onboarding new customers for online banking. So definitely they would have faced a direct loss, but at the same time, companies, it has bring a bad name from for the customer, because everyone is not aware about, people don't have a capability or even ability or even desire to go in depth. They just hear the things, and then narratives are being formed. This is how the narrative wars are being laid down by people. Loss of customer confidence. Okay, I give you one example. Don't take it a negative manner. You can see that how narrative wars are being played down. Just listen to me. You know, in northern part of India, people in North India are, in North India, the there is a narrative that it is a patriarchal society, and number is means the balance is skewed. The female male balance is skewed in northern part of India. There are cities like there are states like UP, there are states like Rajasthan, there are states like uh, no, sorry, Punjab, Haryana. So in 1960s, I tell you how they play, and how, by not looking into the depth, how we fell victim or how we play along with them. In 1960s, white people, they thought, they were like scared that brown population will supersede them. So what they did, they everyone in today's world, be it any society, we are all aware of, we are all fond of male child. It's a hidden desire. Don't take it that way. I have two daughters. I love them very much. So they exploited this. And then they start sending ultrasound machines in a northern part of India. And then they pay doctors. And there was a team that they have made. And that team was placed out of Delhi. So you see that team used to travel to different parts, different states which were near Delhi, which they can travel by van and all on a daily basis. And you see Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, UP. These are the states which the team visited on a daily basis. And you see these are the places where the sex ratio is skewed. And who has been, so it was deliberately done, but who was like blamed for it? Indian society. So this is how you see the narratives are being played, and we fall victim. And in today's world, in information security, this is a great, you know, problem. You will be, like, you see, the elections are fought and won on the basis of this. People don't look into the basics of it. There's always two sides to it. People pick up their sides on the basis of their interests. No, be logical. They're playing with us. So this is what information. There is another series, very good. Asur, Asur 1 and Asur 2. It is on Sony Labs. Asur is demon. Okay, so 2 is like worth watching. That how narrative wars are being played down with the help of information security. Like Paytm Bank, they faced a problem. They have Government of India, Reserve Bank of India has stopped them from doing some ish for some from businesses. Paytm Bank they they stopped. But the other businesses also take a hit. So that's a problem. It led to legal action against the companies. Okay. Like I remember, I can tell you, there was one typo. Someone has done just has implemented some change in a wrong manner. And it was just one typo. And around 50 ATMs in particular locality went offline because of that. And you as a normal user won't understand the impact of it. Reserve if there is a ATM, if ATM went offline, Reserve Bank of India, they fines banks for that. But this was an incident with NBS. Okay, so it was like NetFest, the RBS. So a fine was imposed by the regulatory authorities. Intellectual property losses, like when I say intellectual property, copyright, trade secrets, like for example, copyrighted data is being shared. These days, the data is mostly in digital form. So people are sharing it, reading it. So this can be intellectual property loss. And then definitely the data breach, the data is being accessed in an unauthorized manner without a person's will. That is also a problem. So we all are experienced. Someone is young here, but yes, most of us are experienced people. Okay, I think the youngest one in this team is Pradyumn or Abhishek. Okay, I don't know. The person who is in banking. Who is the one who is banking 2 years of experience here?
Yes, sir. Pradyuman.
Pradyumn. So yes, you are youngest. But yes, we all are experienced. I would say you should not only when you're learning these things, please do interact with your families because they also need okay to understand these things. I always tell my daughter because these days my daughter is I have a teenage daughter. She is 13. These days I just give you one example, incident which happened. Russian hackers, what they did, they pick up photos of around 200 random girls from LinkedIn, from internet, and with the help of deepfakes, they've created a compromise and nude photos. So sometimes people, means I would say kids or even anyone, kids, maybe boy, girl, sometimes they're pretty emotional in nature. And I've seen people committed suicide because of that. So I always say to this daughter, everything, anything happens, nothing is more important than your life. And same thing I would say, communicate this with your daughter, son, family, because that you see, a person, an elderly, has paid 1 lakh rupees just for a reputation. So don't do that because these days they are just exploiting your fear because of that. So please be careful about that. Okay, so terrifying and youngsters, but I know youngsters these days are in a habit of sharing the photos, not so good photos, I would say. So please be careful about that.